So, I wanted to do this kind of video for a while. Just getting off of my ass to do is a miracle in itself. So, story time with good old Becca here. As per the title, I'm going to be talking about Pokemon, the franchise I spend like half my paychecks on between the games, collecting cards, and frequently buying mounds and mounds of plushies from the Pokemon Center. I've became a huge fan of them, and I have had some interesting stories to go along with it. First one off the block was my introduction to the concept of shinies. Back when X and Y first came out, which was when I first started to play the games, I went in knowing absolutely nothing about how these games worked. Good thing Gen 6 was on the easier side of battling. Anyway, after I did my playthrough of the main story, I had a chance to capture Zapdos, and of course it was a roaming legendary. After a few times of trying and not figuring out how this thing worked, and then looking up a guide later, I of course had a lot of wild encounters, including a random shiny leopard. Now, at the time I didn't know that it was a shiny, but I saw the sparkles at the beginning and thought, it's a different color. I want to try to catch this thing, and I did somehow without a problem. I didn't know what shinies were until I came across articles talking about them. From there, I wanted all of them, and I started trading for them, not knowing that some Pokemon are obviously different. This is where Hippowdon comes in. You see, if anyone doesn't know, this one he could change his color depending on if it's female or male, the yellow color being male, and a darkish bluish color for female. Now, I did not know this, and when trading one day, I saw the female and thought, oh my god, yes, it's a shiny, awesome! And I proceeded to trade away the shiny leopard I had away for it. Only realizing way later that, well, it wasn't a shiny. That's not my only trouble with shinies, however. After playing through Alpha Sapphire, I learned how to shiny hunt. I was in the middle of finding another Pokemon when another random shiny encounter happened. It was a shiny Tropius. I wasn't going to let this opportunity go by, so I started preparing to catch it. And what do you know with my luck? It used Whirlwind, which means it ended the battle thereby fleeing and going away forever. It's wonderful. This right here is the reason why I hate this. Any of you remember when they first released the original yellow, red, and blue on the eStore a few years back? Well, I wanted to get all of them, and I did. But here is me being the smartest person again. I was going through the process of getting blue, and this is after I already got red and yellow. For some odd reason, unlike the other two, blue didn't have the English copy first. They had the Spanish copy. Of course, me being me, I bought the first one in the lineup. Only after buying this stupid thing, I realized it was in Spanish, and to my knowledge, there's no refunds. So, wonderful. Again, I'm so smart, right? Right? Now, this one is a bit of a long one, so by this point I'm trying to, and still to this day, complete the Pokedex, which is a feat in itself. So in order to get some of the legendaries I needed, I got myself a copy of Omega Ruby and started to play through the story, until I got to the point where you had to stop Groudon from basically destroying everything. Before this, I only concentrated on getting Pokemon for my team, so I never really stocked up on Pokeballs beforehand, and forgot to when I got to this point. So all the cutscenes play, people said good luck, got down into the cave, got onto Groudon's back, and traveled to the area where I was supposed to catch this thing. Then, finding out I only had about 5 regular Pokeballs, and a random special one I picked up along the way. I didn't even get the Master Ball in this game. How I managed to do that still baffles me to this day. So, I thought, well, if he knocks out all of my Pokemon, it'll send me back to where I can get my needed supplies and go back down. And I was so confident in this idea that I even saved after getting knocked out too. Turns out you can't do that. There's either a glitch or just a thing in the game, or maybe my copy was messed up, I don't know. To where you can't go back down. You're stuck in this ever-going loop of heat beating down on the Hoenn, and there's nowhere you can pass unless you delete your save and start over again. To say I was pissed was an understatement. In fact, after I restarted and got to a stopping point at the beginning, I raged. and I stopped playing for a good week. When I finally got to this point again, I spent all of my money on Pokeballs before going down and finally catching the thing. Never gonna do that again. Like, ever. And that's about it. Other than my luck with shinies, which to this day is still shit. Like seriously, guys, I need help. It's shit. Just don't ask. I need help. Please, someone help me. From my own mess ups to that, I've had about normal experiences for the most part with these games. Not gonna lie, I really do like these games, and I really do like just the franchise as a whole. So if you guys want to hear more of these, please let me know. I really do enjoy making these. So I'll see you guys in the next video then.
And I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe. And I get more ass than a toilet seat.